We are all put on this earth to be creators. And in doing so, by being creators, we have amazing goals that we want to achieve and amazing great things that we want to do in our lives. So in today's video, I'm going to give you 3 tools to help you achieve your goals and make your goals feel much more clearer and easier to go after. But let's get straight into it. The first tool is you need to achieve the frequency before you achieve the goal. What does this mean in simpler terms? Say you want to have £100 million in your bank. You have to achieve the feeling and the frequency of abundance right now and not have the feeling of lack in order to do so. If you want to have a loving relationship in the future, you have to achieve the feeling of self-love and gratitude for the small things, because that exuberates the frequency of love and loving energy right now. And this links really closely to becoming the person. And it truly is becoming the person, identity shifting in its greatest form. You have to achieve the feeling of the goal, what the person feels, how the person acts, the frequency that they exuberate. You have to achieve that first. And when you understand this, you start to understand it's never really truly about the external things then, because you already feel what it's like to have that dream life or that dream thing in these moments now. So you start to feel amazing and great in these moments. I like to use the analogy of if you're having a hot chocolate or a hot drink, right? The hot drink is already great. It tastes amazing. It tastes beautiful. But then if you combine that on a cold evening, when it's cold, the hot drink just tastes even better. You sprinkle a bit of dark chocolate on the top. Wow. It just adds to the whole drink. And that's the same with when you achieve your goals or you achieve the external things. If you achieve the frequency first and you identity shift to become the person who has the goals now, you already feel great in the moment. And then when reality catches up and the external things come in, the opportunities, the materialistic things, the goals that you have in your head, the external goals, it's just like a nice thing to have. You didn't need it, but it's just great to have. And it just means that your life gets greater and greater and greater and greater. And it's a beautiful, beautiful thing. The second point comes from a conversation I had in the community I'm in with someone in there. And they said that they had massive goals and ambitions, but they felt like something was subconsciously pulling them back in their brain. Something was subconsciously pulling them back from doing it. And this is true because your brain is primed for comfort and safety. So how are we going to combat this? Because when you go for your big goals, you feel pulled into something and your brain pulls you back to old habits, past things that you've been doing in the past, slips you back to the things you don't want to be doing, slips you back to comfort in the brain's mind. So what you need to do is you need to visualize your goals and you need to think of your goals and you need to think of them as safe, as comfortable, as peaceful, and prime your brain for that. Make your brain then push you towards your goals instead of pulling you away from them. And you can also do this by visualizing or looking at the people who have achieved similar goals that you want and seeing them as safe and comfortable and peaceful, and tell your brain that and keep rewiring your brain to believe that these goals are the things that you need to be going towards. And then in doing so, by rewiring your brain, it will help push you to them. It will help motivate you to go towards them. It's like when you wire your brain to be wanting cheap dopamine all the time, it pushes you to the cheap dopamine. Instead, it will be pushing you towards your goals. The third and final point is something that I picked up from a friend of mine, and he said that you always need to celebrate the small wins. And I never used to really think about it in a positive manner, because I was always like, oh, why should I big myself up when I haven't achieved the big goal yet? Or I don't deserve it yet because I need to go for the bigger thing. But you start to realize that celebrating the small wins is a super valuable tool, because first of all, celebrating small wins boosts your dopamine, which will push you going on to the next thing, which will make it easier to achieve the bigger goal. And the thing is, when you celebrate small wins, you're more likely to build up momentum. You build up a consistent amount of small wins, then you get the big win, and you keep on building and building and building. And as I've said in multiple short form videos, is that momentum is the most powerful drug that you can have. And building up momentum in a positive direction is super valuable. So look to celebrate when you do amazing things and reward yourself for doing these amazing things, and prime your brain to lean into these small wins and lean into winning, because if you can wire your brain to lean into winning, it will want to keep doing it more often. And I think that's super valuable. These 3 tools can help you achieve your goals. And what's so cool about these is that you can implement them straight away after watching this video. You can start visualizing, you can start looking for the frequency or shifting your identity to the version of you that has your goals already. And you can start celebrating small wins or looking for the next small win. and you can really start to become the dream version of you, and you become your higher self. And I think once you start to realize some of the points I've made, is that you really will start enjoying the process, because becoming the best version of yourself is such an amazing thing. And yeah, it's a beautiful journey. So like, subscribe, drop a comment on what you think of these three tools. Follow me on TikTok and Instagram, Finley J Webster. And as always, keep being the best versions of yourself. Let's go.